All right, so for today, we're going to do a functional range conditioning stretch series that involves the toes and the ankle. Really, the only things that you'll need a pair of socks, and then that's about it. So to start it off, what we're going to do is we're going to take this your pair of socks, fold them in half, and then you're going to weave them between each toe. So if you guys have ever seen like yoga toes or anything like that, this has a similar effect. And we're going to keep these socks weaved between our toes while we do the whole ankle series. After we're done with the ankle series, then we're going to focus more on a couple other stretches for the toes as well. And then we'll do some active mobility for the toes. So once again, take the sock, you're going to fold it in half and then weave it between each one of the toes. So when we wear shoes that are really pointy at the front, or really just most shoes in general, it doesn't give our feet and toes enough space to freely move. And so over time, what happens is those toes slowly start to morph into that shape of the shoe. So we need to make sure that we regain some of that flexibility. So any discomfort like in the feet or the toes, this can definitely help with that. So our first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 3 reps of CARs, or controlled articulations, for the ankles. So what you're going to do is you're going to hug your knee. Okay, you want to make sure that nothing is moving except for the ankle. So we're going to draw big circles with the ankle, nice, slow, and controlled. And what you'll see, most people will want to jump through certain spots. So go as slow as you can to eliminate the jumps, okay? The areas that your ankle and foot want to jump through, you don't have good nervous system control in those areas. So it's extremely important that you go nice and slow through those areas. Okay, so after we've done 3 of those, just to kind of feel where we are in range of motion wise, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and work on a little bit of flexibility, so some stretches with contract, relax. Okay, so from here, we're going to come down to kind of like a kneeling position. Okay, half kneeling position. Weight should be primarily on this leg or over the top of our leg. So that's where we're going to get the assistance to help stretch. So try to keep the heel on the ground as best as possible. We're going to hang out here for 90 seconds. We're only going to do 90 seconds today because this can be quite an uncomfortable position. So 90 seconds here, and making sure you're breathing. So when you drive that knee forward, make sure it goes in the direction of the toes, not inside the big toe. Okay, so if anything, you want to go kind of the direction of your middle toe or your pinky toe. And breathe. And after we do our 90 seconds, what we'll do is our contract, which will push our foot into the ground for 10 seconds. And then we're going to pull ourselves deeper into the stretch using the anterior tibialis, or the muscle in the front of our shin. So we got about another 60 seconds. Keep breathing. If your heel isn't completely on the ground, that's okay, just as long as you feel a stretch, but we don't want it really high up off the ground. Another 40 seconds. You got 30. Keep breathing for 15. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now we're going to isometrically contract, pushing our toes into the ground, down towards the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pull yourself deeper using this muscle right there. Pull yourself deeper for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Back to the 90-second stretch. Breathing big inhales, big exhales. Big inhale, big exhale. "45 more seconds here." Keep breathing. Almost there. Oh, boxers are coming through. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right. 3 cars on the other leg. Okay. So hug that knee, make sure it doesn't move. Now we rotate the ankle. So right there, I want to jump. So I'm just taking it nice and slow. See that jump right through there? Slow, 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 and controlled all the way through. And other direction. So if you've ever had like an ankle injury or you're prone to ankle injuries, this is a great exercise for you because you have to exhibit control through every single range. All right. Ankle stretch, other side. So getting back to that kind of combat stance, that kneeling stance. All my weight on that foot. Trying to keep that ankle, the heel as close to the ground as possible. And we got 90 seconds on the clock. Making sure I'm breathing. Big inhales, big exhales. For me, this ankle is a little bit more stiff than the other. So you can tell my heel comes off the ground just a little bit more. Like I said, that's okay as long as you feel stretch through the back of that calf. All right, now we're going to do our contract down towards the ground for 10 seconds. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and actively pull using this muscle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. 90 seconds. So having proper ankle range of motion Super important for things like squatting, jumping. If you can't get your knees past your toes, you're probably going to have difficulty getting into a good deep squat. So this exercise will help improve that ankle range of motion. 1 more minute. Big inhales, big exhales. If you just don't feel a stretch at all and you can't get your knee past or close to your toes, you can prop your heel up a little bit, and that's just going to help get you more leverage towards the more leverage into the stretch. And you can use that until you're able to gain range of motion over a long period of time and then go to where you're flat-footed. Another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So let's go ahead and take these socks off so we should have a nice stretch from our toes. Okay, now the next one we're going to do is just solely a kind of a bottom of the foot, like plantar fascia, also a toe stretch as well. This one can be really uncomfortable if you have really, really stiff toes and not very pliable feet. So if you're really stiff, you're going to tuck your toes underneath, okay? Your weight's going to go back towards your heels. If you're really stiff or it's really uncomfortable, you can hang out here and feel a stretch, okay? Or if you're a little bit more comfortable with it, you can sit all the way back, okay? So we're going to go 2 minutes on this one. Then after that, we'll do a couple controlled articulations back with the ankle, and then we'll finish up with a couple articulations with the toes. "20 seconds down. Now try and stay in this the whole 2 minutes without coming out. We got another 90 seconds. Big inhales, big exhales. This one can be pretty uncomfortable, but extremely effective. Got another minute, 15 seconds. So this series would be a good series to do like right after you run, because a lot of, the amount of force that you put into the ground that's transferred through the ankle and foot. So having proper range of motion helps with keeping your form through long runs, but also being able to control that range of motion can help decrease your risk of injury. Another 30 seconds. Last 15. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Oh, gently come out of there. Oh. All right, so we're going to go back to our 3 articulations with the ankle. Okay, so hug that knee. Draw circles. It's nice and slow. See that jump right through there? Want to keep it nice, slow, and controlled. It's extremely challenging if you go slow and try not to jump through. If you just go through fast, it doesn't seem that hard. But if you go through nice and slow, hitting every angle, it's extremely challenging. There we go. Other side, same thing. Hug that knee to your chest. Nice and slow. All right, last thing we're going to do, if you guys saw the morning routine, we're going to do a couple sets of cars with the toes. Okay, so we're just going to lift the toes up, put the toes down, lift the big toe up, put the big toe down, lift the other toes up, while the big toe stays down, and then put them down. Okay, so first one, just all toes. So lift all toes up, including the big toe, and back down. 2 more times. Lift up and lift it back down, or put it back down. Last one. Lift them up, put them back down. Now we're just going to go just big toe. So big toe up and back down. 2 more. Big toe up and back down. Last one. Big toe up and back down. Okay. This one's a little bit more challenging. Big toes down. Other toes come up and back down. Big toe down. Other toes back up and back down. 1 more of those. And lift up and back down. Okay, so now just for a little bit of a challenge, we're going to go big toes up, big toes down, other toes up, other toes down, big toes up, big toes down, other toes up, other toes down. Last one, big toes up, big toes down, other toes up, other toes down. Awesome. All right, so that concludes today's session for the ankles and feet. I think we have some other videos that have been posted up, like the morning routine, the hip routine, internal rotation for the shoulder. So you guys can circle those in, try to do, one of them every single day, try to do the morning routine every day as well. So if you keep that up and utilize those videos, at least throughout this time, when we come out the back end of, this whole quarantine thing, that you guys will have a lot more range of motion, control, and then ready to start getting back in the gym and lifting. So y'all have a good one.